me, Julie, and I'm coming at you today to show you my next project of the year. I've got these two beautiful books here, and they are going to combine into one to make my project I'm going to work on all year. So it says 100 days, so it'll be at least 100 days. I really had such a good time this year journaling in my prayer journal here that I would take to church and do while I was hearing the word and getting the word and being part of the word. I really enjoyed it so much and did so much journaling in it, and was really sad when it was done. So I want to continue that practice, and that is my goal with this, is to make it not only a place where I maybe do personal Bible journaling, but also a place where I take it to church and do journaling there. So this book is pretty beat up, not gonna lie. Somebody's taped the cover, not me. There's a name in here, and then if you look at the cover page, it does say 1968 by Singspiration, which is a great name, I think, for a music publishing company. Singspiration. It's got beautiful vintage hymnal pages in here that have been used and have vintage wear to them. It's just really nice paper. It's not brittle, so it's still usable. But my goal is to take this out and put this in, so that not only do I have a beautiful place with lots of room to journal, but I am upcycling this great book as well, because you may not have noticed that how chunky my journals get. If you've been around me at any point at any time, my journals all end up, I call them gator mouth, I call them perfect, but they get this done so they don't close anymore flat, which in my opinion, it makes them easier to stand on the shelf. Okay, all right, so anyway, I plan to add things to this book, and in order for it to not end up as gator mouth, I'll put it in this binder, which has extra room for all the things. Okay, so that is the goal today. So what I'm going to do is rip this book apart, and I already started to make sure I could kind of do it. These pages are sewn in, so I have gone in and cut out or trimmed the, I've snipped the sewing and pulled out a couple of pages, and they come out, and I just need to keep them in order. But what I'm seeing now is they don't want to come out anymore, so I don't know if they're glued in or what, but they don't want to pull out from that. Maybe if I grab the right ones, from that center point. Yeah, there's definitely glue. So I'm just gonna have to take my time and get it pulled out as best I can. Okay, so that I believe is one signature. So when you're ripping up a book, you just flip through, then you're going in and looking for signatures that have where you can see the stitches. There's 6 of them here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you just want to snip them. Okay, so I've cut all the snips, or I've snipped all the strings, and now literally they just will pull out. So I'm just going to be pulling up. Okay, so that's the one. It looks like maybe the last one. If they rip, it's okay, because I'm going to have to probably cut them in half anyway. Okay, so I've got 2 signatures out, and they go together. You can tell just by the border there. Okay, so I'm going to start my stack, and I am going to put a clip on it because you may not know this about me, but I'm a hot mess and tend to just drop everything and screw everything up. So Okay, and I'm just going to keep working on taking these signatures out. Okay, I am back. All the pages are out. I have seen most of them, and every time I saw one I loved, I'd be like, oh, I have a favorite, and then the next one I'd be like, oh, I have another favorite. Oh, I have a new favorite. There's so many pretty pages up in here. Particularly, there's some floral ones that I thought were just so pretty, like right there. Just makes me very, very happy to see that. Beautiful work. Lots of bright colors, fun colors. Okay, so what I'm left with, oh look, the ribbon came off too. Okay, so we're gonna put that back in eventually. What I'm left with is just the shell of the cover, and I'm just going to remedy this by cutting in the gutter of the spine and just take this all apart, because I'm going to keep the covers and the spine. They just can't be together anymore. Okay, perfect. Awesome. There it is. So now I'm going to punch holes in this. I just wanted to see really, one, how this binder works. So it's a 4-hole binder, and I love that because it's sturdy. It's much better than ring bound. And I could have spiral bound it, you know, like with your cinch, but I love spiral bound. But I also love inserting things after things are bound. After books are bound, I love that. So I think I'm gonna need to trim everything up a little bit, which I think I'm gonna do anyway. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna cut everything down about probably a 1/2 inch to start, and then punch holes and get it inserted in here. So I think my paper trimmer is strong enough to do that. Now, the reason I'm doing these together is because they are all glued together. These were not sewn in, they were just glued, and that's how they usually do in papers and title pages and that kind of thing. Keep them all like that. So if there is one tool I think I need to put on my crafty wish list, it is the We Are Memory Keepers Power Punch in the normal size, whatever size that is. I can't remember what it is. Is it 1/4 inch, 1/16 inch? I can't remember. Save my life what it is. But while I love my Crocodile as a punch because it punches everything, I feel like the holes are too small sometimes for the projects I want to make. So therefore then my rings maybe don't fit as well. I also considered pulling out my cinch and seeing if I could get the holes to line up, but it just seems like a lot of work. So one thing I also thought about is, since I am going to be trimming the pages and then punching holes to put it in the binder, that I'm probably going to be punching through words. Now, some people may not be okay with that. One other thing you can do is you can add borders to these pages to make them, you know, like add a piece to it so that you're not actually punching the page. And I can show you what I mean because I actually have an example of that available in my 2020 book that I started when I was in Round Top. I'm sorry, 2024 book. Did I say 2020 really? Anyway. For example, there's a page in here of a bird. What are you? Okay, so look right here. This page was not big enough to fit the holes, so I just added an extra piece of paper to it and created a decorative edge so I could punch the holes in and get it hung on. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm saying. If you don't want to cover up the words. So far, so good. I've got 3 pages in. All right, let me go and trim everything and punch holes. Okay, I am back and I have all my pages punched and put in here and ready to get going. So I'm going to go ahead and take this tape off, and this cover is, I don't know, it feels like it could be fabric because it looks like it's, you know, fraying on the edge, but it's very thin and I don't know. Anyway, so, but I am going to go ahead and attempt to clean it. I like to use Windex. If you watched my big fat green wedding, you know why. Everything down, give it a good coat before I do my next step, because I think I have decided to paint on the cover and not cover that up, because I really don't want to cover that up. All right, so we've got some funk off. Goodbye to the funk. And then what I'm going to do is take my glue, and I'm actually going to glue this fabric back down. So this edge does not want to close as well as the other edge did. So, and that's that. And that's okay. I do have the spine of the book and all these fun pieces of edges that I've cut off. And I plan to use them, like if I see an image, I might actually like cut that leaf out and put it back into the book or something. One other thing I did is I used one and I made myself a template. So this is where I was my punching guide for all the pages that ran through here. So I always do that when I do something that's ring bound and I'm going to be adding stuff into. I make a template, and then instead of having to take a page out and punch the holes and line it up perfectly, I just have a template in my book that I take out. Like maybe it'll tuck it in a pocket, and then I punch whatever needs to be punched, and then just goes back in the book, and that goes into the book no problem. Here we are. Here's a little bit of the closed up part. That's what I love about Fabri-Tac. It is quick, my friends. Glue all the things super quick. Now it ripped apart in its life before it came to me. The odds are it's going to rip apart again, and I understand that. That's okay. But what I would like to do now, I think, is I'm thinking about painting some stripes through here. And I don't know if that's a stupid idea or not. I don't know. I had pulled out some colors, and while maybe they're not the best match of colors to what I got going on, like I think this picked raspberry is, fossilized amber is okay, but this blue is not. This one is, it's kind of close to that. The green is kind of close. But anyway, I think I'm just going to go with 4, maybe 5 colors. And I was thinking I would do structured stripes But now I'm thinking I'm not. Now I'm thinking I'm just gonna do swooshed stripes, if it makes any sense. I can see it in my head. That's a problem. Can I execute when we get to it? Can we execute correctly? Oh my gosh, why do I think I can do these things? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is probably do some gessoing. So I'll pull out my, here I've got these silicone paintbrushes that might be good for swoosh stripes. I guess we're gonna try it out. I'm wondering if I should make a sample first. Anybody ever make a sample? Got clear gesso. Does that work? I've got clear gesso, friends. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get some clear gesso and then do some white paint onto the clear gesso. So back cover first, shall we? Okay, so back cover first. I was thinking I would need tape and tape lines, but I think I think I'm just gonna go for it. We're just gonna, so I've just dropped on, this is the Liquitex clear gesso. I shook it a little bit. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of white paint on top of it while it's still wet. Yes, while it's still wet. So I'm thinking I should have used less gesso, but here we are. So. We're just gonna go for it because I have no patience. Like, no patience, y'all. Truth. Finger painting at its finest right here. Sorry, Bob Ross. Right now it's got to dry, guys. It's got to dry. Okay, I am back and it is dry, a nice little white line to get started on, and it's 10 o'clock at night. So we'll see how far I get on this. I wanted to get some paint out. I was thinking that I should probably do the lightest colors first and work my way up, but I'm not sure that's like I want all the dark colors on top either. So I'm just gonna kind of, I don't know, I am gonna start with the light colors, but then I think I might, I don't know. Paint with these days is usually just a palette knife, and I just get some paint on and maybe even down the whole edge of it to a point, and then I just start swiping, or that was my thought. Kind of cover up most of the white, I think. And so then also not all in the same place. And I'm not going to be fussy about any like paint that gets off and over. Like, I want the paint to really look. I like a mix. Oh, there's a paint clod there. I'm even going to clean my palette knife, which is proving to be probably a mistake, honestly. I can wipe it off some like that and then get more of the pink that I want and just kind of go in. Okay, so I'm gonna let this completely dry. I'm kind of in love with it. I don't think it's done yet. I mean, painting, yes, but I might do some more decoration on top of it, but it's pretty awesome, I think. But I thought I'd just bring you guys along and let you see me do the back real quick. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of repeat our process. I'm gonna go with this piece of music paper and use it as my swipe on and off. All right, oh, I'm so excited about this. Thank you. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.